Hello, welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with friends, get game goodness each and every Monday. My name's John Blunt. Joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
How you doing? Excited to be here. It was a big week with all the TGS news. So lots of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, Death Stranding show today. They announced some jackets and a photo mode. Huge. Also, here, Ciaran Marchant.
I'd like to take this time with my introduction this week to apologize to PlayStation for any bad, disparaging comments I've made in the past couple of years about arrogance or negative show you in a negative light, and would like to announce them as the winners of any form of console wars.
What's led to this, Ciaran?
Just just a really good state of play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kieran's all about them female protagonists.
Yeah. Especially the ones with no bottom jaw.
What?
I don't understand that reference.
It's damn, you guys just don't pay attention to state of plays, do you? It's fine.
I don't think we're online enough. Even though I feel like I'm very online, and yet sometimes I get on here and you'll reference something and I'm like, nah, I'm just in like the over 30s online, and you're still like sort of clinging onto the under 30s online. You haven't like quite transitioned yet. Got some,
There'll come a day when you don't understand the references that people are making.
Yeah. You get there one day. All right, we'll get to why Ciaran likes the state of play, and the Xbox TGS news, and a few other bits and pieces first. Quickly, I will have an article. I want to write an article about it quickly, but I did go to Hobart yesterday. Went to the Level Up Tasmania event showcase. I can't remember what they was calling it, a showcase, I think. Which I talked about a week or two ago, and I was like, where the fuck did this come from? And found out it was announced ages ago, and I'm just blind apparently. But I thought it was really cool. I think I'd summarize it in two ways, which is I knew exactly what I was going down for. It's a free video game showcase to showcase locally made games, or at least people who live in Tassie that worked with a team on said game, right? That should set any and all expectations. I think everyone there was having a great time. Although I did see there was one dude wearing a PAX jacket who at some point I heard say to his friend, well, it's nothing like PAX. And I felt like just going, fucking really? Like, what are you, idiot? Anyway. So it was pretty cool. You sort of, you had to, like, they wanted you to set up a free ticket when you go in. I think that was just so they could track numbers for attendance, but otherwise it was free. So
off of safety.
Yeah, maybe, or something like that. It definitely wasn't packed. I had to wait like longest while I did was probably like 5 or so minutes to play a game, but there was a decent amount of people in there, I thought, to keep everyone busy. But you could tell that the vibe, and the thing I liked the most about it was you could tell there was both people there showcasing games that never or showcased the game before and like talk to the public, which was good because it's like less threatening / loud scenario. So starting somewhere like that I thought was a good thing. And then also you could tell there's a lot of people there and a lot of families and kids I saw, because it's a free video game event, right? And obviously see something like advertised, and I think parents went, cool, I'll take the kids to that, because I went on Saturday. Had it running Friday as well. I don't know if it would have been as busy on Friday. People still at school and work and whatever, but lots of kids running around, lots of parents, whatever. And you would hear these conversations that you just don't hear when you're at the PAX, like Indie Rising section, because it's like obviously a lot more targeted. People paid to get in there. People sort of a bit more, in the know game sort of audience. But you'd hear like people, like I heard this one mum like literally go, "Did you make that?" Like it was like that. Just a funny little conversation of like this mum just being like, you made this video game, and you could tell she was generally like shocked, like, wow, that's crazy that you've made this game. Like I think it's the idea, I guess, and that's what I guess the hopeful thing out of doing something like this was, especially when it's free and in an area like in Tassie that doesn't have all these showcases and events and obviously stuff like that, is you get more of the quote unquote normies in. And then they're going, I think it's both for this scenario, like where a parent is being able to go, oh, games are more than just like the ones that my kids like to play, like Call of Duty and FIFA and whatever else, right? Fortnite. Like, you made that, right? I think it also is a chance for I like seeing younger kids playing all these random games, because I'm like, again, that same sort of eye-opening thing for them to be like, games are more than fucking Fortnite, whatever else how you like to play. But then they also had like a huge presence of UTAS there, for being like, this can be like a career path, and you could tell that was a big part of it, which is really cool as well. They had there was a lot of people were speaking there from UTAS and stuff like that. They had a bunch of computers set up with games that these people made at like a game jam at UTAS. Like it's just 24 hours to make a game. Here's this, and people checking that stuff out and just talking about that. So I also like that aspect, because then even all ages there going, oh, career path I hadn't thought about. And also just I heard someone discussing like, no, games isn't just programming, because I guess it's that conceptation that's like, to be into making video games you must be into writing zeros and ones and code and stuff. Because I had someone literally being like, no, I don't know how to do any of that, I just do the art. Like, I think just that those conversations that people, which I'm sure for all of us, we're like, well, yeah, duh, like, but we understand like a bit more about the industry. But for normies coming into this free event, I thought that was pretty cool. The games there were a mix of stuff, a lot of stuff obviously I'd seen before. They had everything from Stray Gods to Cult of Lamb to I can't remember off the top of my head, stuff I played at PAX last year. The little Pink Cloud mailbox game was there, which is cool. I just jumped on some random ones that I hadn't seen before. There was this one game, and again, I have to go through my notes before I write up my article for writing some. There was a game there where there was like a puzzle game, and I think the demo's on Steam. I think anyway, that I played on the floor anyway. But it's like a puzzle game set in Tassie, and they had a trailer playing on another monitor where it was like going for all these very distinct Tasmanian locations and be like, our game's going to be set in these areas. And for someone like me watching that and then like seeing, they'll show it in the game, and the art's not great, it's like an isometric thing or whatever, but I could still be like, oh, I recognize like what you're going for. Like, this is the gorge, this is this walking track, this is you're down at the Spirit of Tasmania, cool. Like, so there's a lot of stuff like that was cool. And then even again, seeing stuff that I've seen before, but seeing in this setting I thought was cool, was straight when you walked in, straight to the right, they had the Giant Margarita had the biggest screens there. They're sort of, I guess, the Tasmanian Rockstar developers. So they had two massive screens set up with party poppers on, at least the whole time I was there. I know they were showcasing other games as well, but kids loved that fucking game. Every time I walked past, it was just two massive screens. They had two different people from Giant Margarita. They're just showcasing games, and they were just playing. I was there. I think I was in there for like 3 hours, maybe just shy of 3 hours, just wandering around. And I think they just always had kids there playing that game. And again, I thought that was really cool, because you could tell that none of the kids had played or heard of this game before, and they probably wouldn't have, And I'm talking like 5, 6, 7, right? Not like 10, 11, 12, which you do see some of that, I guess, older kids wandering around PAX. I'm talking about like the younger kids, you see. Although two other funny things I saw of kids, and I'm talking a lot about kids because there was more kids here than I've seen at a gaming event before, and not in a bad way. I definitely thought it was cool and interesting to watch. Like, I went and stood, they had some chairs set up around the area, and I just went and sat down there for a bit just so I could like see, just little people watching, just seeing what people's vibes were, what's happening, right? And one of the kids over in the corner, somehow they had like an Xbox set up with all these games on or whatever, and the kid got out of the game that it was in, which was Halo, and got into Grand Theft Auto, and then one of the dudes running it came over and was like, nah. So that was quite
what
funny.
Was that in stock?
He came over and was like, nah, I think we're just gonna switch this one off, it's a bit too violent. And he was like trying to tell the mum, and she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't know, like she like, it's just that, like, it's funny sort of scenarios like that. And then the other funniest thing I saw was they had the biggest lineup for any game I saw there was they had one VR game, and the line for that was huge, and people were waiting like half an hour, I could tell, for these two people to go for it. And again, I think it's that thing of, you can try out VR in a free setting, and this is a lot of like normie crowd, right? Have these people had friends, family, or whatever that have had this headset? Probably not. Have they ever been to a convention where a headset's been before? Probably not. This is probably the first time they've had a chance to try anything in VR, and you could tell that they were willing to line up for it, which I thought was quite interesting. But this little girl was like playing the game, and I think it's that thing of like, when you first get into VR, you sort of you forget your real world like surroundings or like what's actually happening around you, because her voice control suddenly shot to 2000. She just began yelling, and what she started yelling out was, "They're trying to kill me, daddy!" And I was like, you forgot you're in the middle of a like a thing here with like people around you. So but that was quite funny. So yeah, overall I thought it was really good. Hopefully they had on today as a recording, because you could tell these first 2 days were 5-hour events for the public, play games free event, right? The third day was a full like 8-9 hour day. It was again free, anyone could attend, but it was very heavily leaned towards the industry side. It was talks at a different location. It had a bunch of guests down. It was all obviously targeted towards, do you currently want to make games? Are you making games? Like all that, like trying to get more people into the industry, which I think is very cool. Because again, that's this events like this and stuff like that is how, if you want to grow Tassie as a potential place to make games and like try and grow, then events like this are obviously important for stuff like that. So very good. Very good. Worth the 2 and a bit hour drive. Also, want to say, completely unrelated to video games, my car did very well that was the longest drive I've taken my car on. I didn't even use half a tank of petrol both ways. It was fucking great. I'm so used to my whole life drive to Hobart. You have to refill your tank to drive back, right? Because it's
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, that's, I don't know.
The future.
Okay. Now drive back still, it's like, don't even need to worry about it, mate. Fucking great. Also the cruise control. I've never used cruise control in a car before, and I've like the cruise control on my card, like where it slows down when it tells there's a car in front of me. I'm robot, man. I just pulled out my fucking video. No, I didn't.
You like in the one episode of The Simpsons? It's like,
yeah, no, I put it on, and it was like it's like the full. There's a couple different modes of the cruise control. The one where it's like it'll do everything, and I was like, I got to a corner and I let it do it, and I'm like, you did do that, but I have no trust in you at all to do that again. So I'm going to tell you. Oh. All right, let's get into some news. So as Ciaran was saying at the front end, I'm going to assume the reason he's very happy is because Aspyr and Crystal Dynamics reveal Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered, launching December 10th, 2024. A new collection featuring remastered versions of originally hit action adventure games Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver and Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2, beautifully restored with higher resolution textures, models, and VFX, as well as new photo mode, upgraded camera, new control options, improved performance, and more. Ciaran, how does this news bode in your world?
Pretty big, pretty massive. It's pretty huge. It was a little sad that it leaked, because I was like, man, I would have loved to have watched the State of Play without knowing, but I watched the State of Play being excited to see at least what was going to be a part of it. I think the most important bit of that spiel of what's done is like the improved camera, because especially Soul Reaver 1's camera is kind of trapped in that PS1 era camera fucking problems where it's like locked cameras and it makes platforming really weird. And yeah, so I'm super excited. I think Soul Reaver 1 and 2 is having them both come out together is perfect, because they link story-wise, they link directly one after the other. So it's generally like, to me, I almost see this coming out and this is one game, and you just play through the whole thing as one game. It's so I don't even see it as getting two remasters. It's just releasing the game as it comes out, as it should be. And this is all they need to do. I don't think they need to do Defiance. I think Defiance is a little bit too, maybe not the best game, and kind of goes off the walls a little bit of what the original two were. So I'm just really excited. I hope people get to play this game. I hope that people do pick up this game and enjoy this game for the first time if they didn't experience it on PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 when they came out. Like it's the story of Raziel and Kain is really good. It's Amy Hennig's, like Amy Hennig kind of cut her teeth story writing for these games. And I think there's a lot of interesting and very deep thought out kind of storytelling throughout both these games that I'm very excited to play through again and experience. Yeah, this is probably like for me, Soul Reaver is like very much like one of the games that made me absolutely adore gaming growing up. So I'm very excited. It looks very good. Like it looks like it doesn't look like it's not a remake, of course. Like I hope this sells well enough for them to do something more with the property and do it again. I think it all links up very well to the graphic novel coming out, the surveys being released in the last year or so about, do people want to return to Legacy of Kain, blah, blah, blah. So I'm excited, and I hope this has enough success to flow into something else for the franchise. Probably not, but I hope so.
When I was talking about that graphic novel and shit, and I was like, I don't know, I feel like this could be a sign that we might be getting something. I feel like you were like, nah.
Because I'm a pessimist. I'm a glass half empty kind of guy. I can't. It's very funny because I think it is a franchise that I'm like, man. To me, I love it, but I don't think it's one of the franchises that were.
I feel like you've memed about it enough over the last like 5 years of this show, or how long we've been doing it, that this better be your favorite game.
Yes, 100%. It's yeah. I'm very excited, and to be honest, like there's other games I thought would be done before this. Like I thought we'd have something. I thought we'd have some kind of foray back into Sly Cooper before they even got to Legacy of Kain. Like, am I disappointed that they touched Medieval before they touched Legacy of Kain? Yes, that's far below in the pecking order. That should be way less. But we got there, and yeah, I think it's an interesting look on what either the team at Sony or kind of the developers are seeing when it comes to what IPs they can go back to, which is often, it can be seen as a negative thing. It's just like we should be developing new IPs. We should be going forward, not always looking back. But this is one that I think, since it's, Defiance was released on the PlayStation 2 as well, like it's been long enough that this kind of warrants a look back and a test.
This is Aspire. This is what they do. They do like the most recent one they did was the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 remaster collection.
Yes.
Which if you want to base, because I played that, that's a good remaster. So like I would say that this should be. I'm
excited. Like even just like the side to sides that they showed, or like the phase that they showed in these trailers, is perfect. Like I think it's exactly what it should be. I don't think it's not a big enough IP to get totally ground up remade. Like I think this is exactly what it deserves. And then I hope that people there see this game, experience this game for the first time, and then it flows into, we want more from this setting and from this story, because there is plenty more still to give from both Raziel and Kain.
And December 10th, good time for you?
Good time, great time. Great time. The only problem is it comes up, Marvel Rivals is out then as well, but it's what it is. It's too different.
But that's like
this will be, to be honest, right?
I think finish it.
Soul Reaver. I think I could. The thing is, I think Soul Reaver 1 and 2. They're not, because they're PlayStation 1. They're not the longest experiences in the world. So I'll probably knock it over in a weekend of just binging. But yeah,
let's see how long to beat it says. 12 hours. The first game.
Yeah.
Soul Reaver 2 says 10 hours.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because they came out really close together. Because they're actually... Soul Reaver 2 is pretty, like, in
Soul
development.
Reaver 2 is PS2.
Yes, it's PS2. Yes. But Soul Reaver 2 was pretty much cut from Soul Reaver 1 and made into its own separate game. It's all the same kind of on-flowing story. It's not really a sequel. It's just part 2 of the initial.
Interesting.
Are either of you two going to try it? After all my memeing, I'm
definitely going to try it. My question is, if I get a review code, do you want it?
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, then I will still try it, but I'll try it. I feel like I've tried it at some stage before, but never. Maybe at a friend's house when I was younger, but definitely not. And I remember one of my friends had it, but I don't remember playing much.
And the bottom jaw comment is because Raziel, and it doesn't have a bottom jaw. Actually, he's only got the top half. Yeah.
You want to start the trailer? He pulls.
He pulls out his thing. He's only got the. Yeah, that was. Yeah.
It's a very It was a
Also
hard cut joke.
inspired a love for characters that have masks covering their bottom half of their face. Yeah.
Like anime characters, yeah.
Yeah. Or just characters in general. It's always cool.
All right, let's run through the Xbox's Tokyo Game Show. There's not a lot to talk about here, I don't think. I'll say, I've talked about this with Ash a little bit. Obviously, it's a super heavy focused show for Japan. I think that's fine. When we get to the end, I just feel like we can talk about it's a very weird ending, I think. But anyway, so Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater got a new trailer. Cool. I don't personally care too much about this game. So,
no, obviously it's much beloved. People, obsessed with it. This was just a case of let's show every single character and what they look like in Australia.
yeah,
I think.
pretty much. Because whatever the character is at the end, that was the first.
And they didn't even put a date on it, right?
No.
So yeah.
Overwatch 2 is getting crossover with My Hero Academia.
Man, that's very effeminate Deku.
There's a couple right. There's a couple discussions happening around this at the moment. One, because it was very funny at the time. I was literally in a voice call with friends when it popped up on my phone that it's happening. And I went, whoa, guys, let's stop playing Deadlock right now and go purchase some new skins in Overwatch 2. And literally not 2 seconds later, Dylan pops in to our group chat with the same message to me, being like, "Are you going to go buy those skins?"
Kieran's back for Overwatch.
Kieran's back. I was like, "You fucking..." And then, but couple of things, right? I think one, it is very sad to me. I think even from a person who stepped back now from Overwatch, Overwatch 2 is just a skin gallery now. The gameplay doesn't even fucking matter to anybody anymore. It just seems like they put more effort into the skins and releasing them than they do into any other part of the game.
Worked for Fortnite.
It's
seen all those Miss Invisible.
You see, but the problem is that the difference is though is that Fortnite wasn't fundamentally broken as a game, where Overwatch kind of is still at the moment with how it plays.
I think it's just Fortnite, right?
And it's very funny playing, and I've mentioned this, playing Deadlock at the moment. I'm playing with friends that have only primarily played Overwatch. Deadlock releases there is updates happening for Deadlock. I'll have to restart my game 2 or 3 times in a session of in a 4 or 5 hour gaming session because they have released updates, new patches for the game. But even then, it's a closed beta. They've this week added a new hero into Deadlock, and they've made just on the fly changes to items and the map and everything. In a way that Overwatch 2, I don't know how much you guys realize, but Overwatch's update cycle is they'll patch 2 times a season. Once at the start of the season, once in the middle of the season. And that's the only times where they will change large values of especially even to the point where if something
asterisk I want to add to this before you continue is you're talking about you are an apples and orange scenario because Deadlock will be getting more updates because
yes, it is a
things for us.
But yes, it is in a beta at the moment. Yes, I understand that. But Overwatch is, and this has been forever. This has been since Overwatch 1. Overwatch's philosophy for patching and for hero updates was that it has to be rigid and that it can't be flowing and it can't be, and it's. Yeah, but then again, my other thing is, I think there is also a problem with Overwatch's skins because they're only releasing skins for, at least from an outside perspective, they're only releasing skins for characters that are popular. Your Kirikos, your Tracers, your Reinhardts.
Who's got the All Might skin? It just looks like
that's Reinhardt. That's Reinhardt. Right, okay. Yeah, that's just Reinhardt. Big. Yeah, it made sense
How's
for it
All
to be.
Might lose. It's not very canon, is it?
You haven't watched enough of My Hero. That's fine. But it's but at the same time, they've then got so they've just released a new character called Juno recently, and she's had a bunch of skins released. The last new character they released was called Venture, and they go by they them pronouns. They haven't released any skins for that character. It's no special skins since for that character. There's nothing kind of, and part of it is come out is potentially because they do use they them pronouns, and they're worried about.
Well, yeah, the only shows with non-binary actors in them they cancel. So
yeah, right. Like it's
where
like
they get the skins from.
Yeah. So it's a worrying situation. I think Overwatch is very much a skin gallery. I don't know. I think there are other better options for people to play, especially, later in the year when Marvel Rivals comes out. If that's TGM with just the hero shooter in the most simplest of forms, like Marvel Rivals comes out, and that's what you're there to play. It's very funny because we've had Concord has come out and died with its $60 price tag and no shop or anything, and then we've got the other end of the spectrum, which is Overwatch and Blizzard currently, which is just like all skins, no substance, and no content.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even compare any of those. Concord didn't even last over 10 days, and you can't even play.
Yeah, but it's still I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. That's also fair. I don't know. It's just Overwatch is just in a weird spot, and it's sad to see a game I loved kind of die horribly.
Fair enough. Before I continue, breaking news, that Death Stranding joke I made before. The jacket has now, which was going for $1,700 has now sold out.
Were you just trying to buy one, or?
No, I was just, who posted that? I was Warrior 64 shared the news. Get all the breaking news from Warrior 64.
Yeah.
Game Pass, StarCraft Remastered and StarCraft 2 Campaign Collection are coming to PC Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate on November 5th. This was because Phil came out. By the way, I hate that, like, Phil and Sarah Bonds, like, very, like, where they attempt to speak Japanese for 3 seconds, just sounds atrocious to me, and I hate it. I just want to note that. I don't know if that sounds really mean. I would nearly rather them not attempt to speak Japanese. It's very, like, it just sounds very, like, non-authentic. I hate it. So, like, it just sounds so forced. I hate it. Anyway, so he came out, said that, and then was wearing a StarCraft shirt. I had Twitter open at times watching it. People were like, don't fucking troll us, Phil. I don't know if he counts as a troll. He didn't announce a new StarCraft game, but I mean, StarCraft Remastered and 2 campaign coming to PC Game Pass, like, that's a decent announcement, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably a good marketing move to do it during this TGS, because obviously StarCraft has a massive Eastern audience. So
yeah, they'll love to spend 10 hours on a StarCraft 2 campaign.
Yeah, and what is this, like the 10th time they try to make another StarCraft game?
No, like StarCraft haven't.
No, there's all these reports. They kept trying to, like, make a new one. It got cancelled. They'd spent years making it. Get
well, they had that Ghost one for ages.
They also tried to make a first-person shooter or something that was about
They've tried to make a first-person shooter like 6 times.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle got a new trailer. It's nothing new here. Just it was all in Japanese, which is great.
It was weird.
It was very weird, but quite good at the same time.
Man, Troy Baker, he can do anything.
Like, you got some competition, brother. Then we got a new game announcement. Well, I think it's new. Tanuki Pond Summer. This looks great. It's a little raccoon on a BMX bike. Good for it, I want to play this. Is where I'm at with this. There's a stage that he's like grinding on fucking bamboo rail tracks and shit. I don't think that works. Like, I don't think you can grind anything on a bamboo stick, but sure, whatever.
If you're a Tanuki, you can.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
Physics work different for Tanukis.
Yeah, it's fair enough. They are lucky, so it's fine. Threads of Time. At first I was like, is this a remake? As I put here, like, and I was watching, I was like, is this a remake or something? It's a new game. I thought this looked pretty cool. It sort of like fits into that, like, I guess the most similar thing would be like Sea of Stars. Like, it's going for a vibe of something old, but it's new. It looks very, very pretty. Keen to learn more about this. We Love Katamari Reroll Plus Royal Reverie is out now on Xbox Game Pass. This already came out on Switch. Frag Punk got a new little behind the scenes trailer thing where they were talking about that game. This is the one where you get cards and the cards affect the game.
It's a hero shooter with cards.
Yeah, combining.
How nervous do you think they are?
They're like, let's take the 2 most, like, bloated genres stick them together. Yeah, let's go for it. I mean, it kind of looks fun to me, to be honest. Like just the non-seriousness of it, I guess. Like the random aspect of it. Like you can have a card that says you're, like they were talking about how you can have, you know, cards that superpower your stun grenades or whatever, but you can get a card that makes it so you don't get affected by them and stuff like that. Cards that make you like float and all sorts of stuff. I don't know, kind of cool. Metaphor ReFantazio got a new short trailer. Also, most importantly, I've downloaded it. Well, no, I was downloading it about an hour ago. I'm sure it's finished by now, so I haven't played it yet. But the prologue demo is out now. The prologue demo is apparently several hours. It's the start of the game, and progress carries over to the full game. So, usually where I'm like, I wouldn't care to play a demo, but it's one of those ones where all progress carries over. So, Kieran's face says he might want to check that out.
Probably, but now I look back and I think about fucking Final Fantasy 16's fucking prologue and how that fucked me, because I was like, I almost needed to replay it when the game actually came out.
I mean, it's out in like a week and a half though. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
How much are you going to forget? You know,
So I've
while we're at PAX, isn't it? That's right.
Yeah, it's when you're
Why do they always? There's always a game that comes out during PAX.
One game that has to come out. Yes, unfortunately. Yeah. Have you played this as well?
I've put an hour into it.
Okay.
It's pretty dense, you know.
Yes.
Obviously, you know. Read that. It's very anime. There's a lot of fantasy elements.
Cool. You know,
so unsurprising.
Tell me
I haven't hit any combat.
The grass is green.
But yeah, if you like Persona 5, I think you're gonna enjoy this. Yes.
How about if I liked Persona 5 Royal?
Nah.
You don't know because you don't.
I don't know. I can't guarantee it.
What if you got the platinum and spent over 100 hours playing Persona 5 Royal? Do you reckon I'll enjoy this?
I don't know. Yeah.
Fucking crazy people.
Yeah. Very stylistic though.
That's fine.
Which is another shocker, right?
Yeah. Everything you just said, by the way, I just want to say, nothing you said just then was anything. It was all just like, sky is blue, grass is green. Like, you were like, this game from the Persona people's very stylish, anime as fuck. Also, it's fantasy.
Well, I didn't realize it was set in a I didn't realize it was like a completely fantasy world. I thought it was like
what?
much.
They've been showing that in their trailers for ages.
It's about knights and shit, and royal families and kings, and it's like a.
I just want to clarify. It's called Metaphor ReFantazio.
Yeah. Okay.
You gonna keep playing it though?
Yeah.
Of course he is. And then, but if the game ever comes out with Memento ReFantazio insert subtitle,
Royaler, which it will,
never going back.
Royaler, yeah,
because they always do a follow up. Yeah, that'll be the one. I'm keen.
Not gonna know about the psychiatrist.
I know how long it is and how much it is you fuck around, but I saw someone tweet out that they spent 4 hours playing it. So I mean, that's a decent. That's a decent.
Yeah, I think that's
start.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's probably a 100-hour game, so it's a very it's a small drop.
Yeah, I said I played like an hour, probably like 45 minutes of cutscenes.
Yeah, but that's normal. Like
text, yeah.
I would expect going into this game, you know, the first
at least to start to build up the
lots
world
of text, lots of story, lots of.
I just see. My biggest thing is there a day schedule like in?
I think there is, isn't there? Right?
Persona.
There's a calendar.
Yeah, I think there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know how in depth or how important it is. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be playing that soon. It sounds like we all are. So that's cool. I'm really. I actually thought I set it to download last night, and I was going to play it today, and then apparently I forgot to do it.
Oh no,
so
I'm going to have to put that on and.
Yeah, I was like, pass Dylan. Fuck.
Wait 2 minutes to download it.
Yeah, right. Shut the fuck up, right? Mine took like half
God, I
an
didn't
hour,
talk about that. I had the worst Friday ever because of fucking internet. But sorry, that's.
Oh no! Did your ping go to 5?
No, I just had no internet all day. I just had no internet all day, and I was right the entire time, and it took literally 24 hours for me to get it resolved.
What was the problem?
It turned it off.
No, because Aussie Broadband had an outage Friday morning, and everybody lost access. And then it came back up, but mine didn't come back up. And they were like, bro, everything's fine. It's your router. And I'm like, bro, if it's because of your outage, there's no way it's my router. It's got to be your outage. Long story short.
Are you still working IT, you fuck?
100%, right? Most frustrating thing is trying to present, especially because I use the live chat function. is to present myself so it's like, oh, this person knows what they're doing a little bit with computers, so they don't talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot. They still talk to me like I'm a fucking idiot, and it frustrates the shit out of me.
I just, whenever I deal with any of that, I just assume, I just take the position of I know nothing and accept that.
No. And then it got fixed, and I was like, you fucks, if you just listened to me from the start, I would have fixed it.
Next we had Altair Yumiya, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land, which is a very long segment of this show. It went for half an hour, I feel. It may not have been that
This
long.
YouTube video says 4 minutes.
And yet it felt
it felt like 4
minutes. It was a very long segment on this game, of which, like, I'm well aware the LTR series is liked in Japan. Not so big in the West, but it's big apparently because this is the first time the series will be released on Xbox. So, goody gumdrops. Asura's Jang Rumble.
Yes,
it's actually kind of cool. I feel
I'm down with this.
Yeah, I'm down with this also. It's a isometric battle royale. So
what if Hades meant Boomerang Fu?
Yeah, with
a battle royale element.
Yeah, so enclosing something, whatever it is, a shield. I fucking don't care. It looks pretty cool. I gotta say. I'm wondering if it's free to play or what. I don't know. We'll find out, right? Yes, I do like to look at that. Then we got Bleach: Rebirth of Souls, which is, I found out later, it's actually, apparently this is a fighting game, so who really cares? But anyway, they had a trailer for that. It showed nothing. It was all just cutscenes. Sinduality Echo of Ada is a mech game, and that's all I remember. And I've wrote here it comes out January 24th. So cool. Fallout 76 has cats and dogs now.
Finally, the game is playable.
Now you have pets. I care. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remaster comes out March 6th. They talked a little bit about that. All You Need Is Help was the only game in here that Buddy would care to check out, and that's how I market it as such. But they look pretty cute. Little squishy critters, matching Tetris shapes, and I don't know, help each other out, and I don't know, play soccer with 20 million balls on the screen at some time. I know what the fuck's going on in this game, but yeah, it's a puzzle game.
Yeah. Did you want to play a game where a Tetris piece?
No, I'll just play Tetris.
No, I already have played that game. It's called Thomas Was Alone.
Yeah, true, actually. Slitterhead then got a deep dive with Tomoyo-san. Looks cool. I know. This is the one where it's like, there's monsters and shit, and they're attacking the world or whatever, and you don't play as anyone in particular. You play as a being that can take control of people. So you can take control of any body or human or what have you, and you use them to fight the creatures and zip across the map and whatever else.
Yeah, this is Ghostwire Tokyo 2, right?
Basically, yeah. Then we got the Starbice Taste of Desert. This is another anime mech game, so big fans. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake got a short little gameplay video. This is probably my favorite thing. I thought this looked really, really cool. I've never played this game, Dragon Quest 3. So it's not like I have any affinity. I've played Dragon Quest before, but not this one. But I thought this looked really beautiful. Like I like all the sprites. I like the world. This looked good. I think I already had slight interest in this, but this looks intriguing to me. And also they talked about a new element they've added where you can like battle, and this is a new thing they've added for the game. We can battle as beasts, like you can capture them, battle other ones or some shit like that. I don't know. Dumb name still. I hate it. But anyway. Trials of Mana is now on Xbox and PC. Legend of Mana is now on Xbox and PC. And Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster is now on Xbox and PC. And that's how they ended the show, which again, I feel like was a huge like a farting energy. But I think the point is, obviously these are massive games, massive JRPGs. They're on Game Pass now. It's the Tokyo Game Show. So I get it, but it still felt.
It's like, yeah, really? This? And why do they need full trailers for each of these?
Yeah, I don't know.
You could have just done like a hype montage,
Check out this shit that's on Game Pass now.
Yeah, weird.
But yeah, that was their show. All right, big games night out to 2024. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening PAX week. So last year, this is the big event held at Federation Square that they did last year. That was ended with the surprise Cult of the Lamb rave.
Well, it wasn't. Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. I was about to say it wasn't a surprise, but the rave part was.
They said Cult of the Lamb thing. Surprise. No, they said sacrifice or something, didn't they?
It was
Ritual,
sacrifice, a ritual.
Yeah. And then it turned out to be a party, right? Which they've now spun off into their own thing. This year, they've got the Cult of the Lamb rave party thing.
I don't think we've talked about it here.
No. It sold out like...
No.
I looked for tickets when it came out, and they were gone. I was like,
it was gone in 2 seconds.
But they've also got another event that they're holding at PAX. Cult of the Lamb related.
Oh, the wedding thing.
They're marrying people at PAX in a Cult of the Lamb themed.
Ciaran has not seen this because his face
chapel.
just said no. Yes. So apparently it's real, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, they advertised it several months ago.
Yeah.
And they've confirmed it's going to be an event held twice at PAX.
Yeah, they're marrying 2 couples. Legit. I think it's cool. Good for them, you know.
We'll definitely be in attendance.
I hope that personally, like to match theme. I hope they picked gay couples.
What? Because it's what are you saying? Because they're their unions are disgrace to gods?
No, because it's viewed as such. I feel like it'd play more into theme.
I hope their only criteria was they've got animal like surnames.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love the people who've been like, man, we've been engaged for like a couple months. We've been trying to work out where to do it.
We've been trying to budget.
That's free. Like, why not? So yeah, Cult of the Lamb just every year it seems it's more and more PAX.
It's the biggest thing.
Biggest thing. Yeah, that party thing. I hate to spoil it for Ciaran, but I do have I'm in. Whether or not I'm going, I don't know. But I'm in. But it did sell out like that. I tried to get a ticket. I tried to get a ticket the normal way. I got the ticket the Zach Jackson way.
So what you're saying is you're not going to the event that we're about to talk about?
No, that's a different event. I'm talking about the Cult of the Lamb one.
You're just abandoning us? Damn, I can't believe it.
Yeah, what I'm saying is you're not going to the Melbourne.
This is on Thursday night.
Yeah, isn't the Cult of the Lamb thing Thursday night?
No, I think it's Friday night.
What? So you're dishing cold drinks? Oh, just abandoning the entire games media scene.
Friday night?
Usually
it's always Friday night. It's always first night.
I don't know. Paul James hasn't sent out an invite yet, has he?
Oh, is cold drinks even happening?
I'm pretty sure there was an invite ages ago.
Yeah. I'm fairly sure that was a Facebook group made.
I'm going to be honest.
As per usual.
I don't open Facebook enough to tell you if you're lying or not. How do you check events? Oh, here we go. How do I tell if I've accepted an event?
Oh, PAX Aus Co-op Drinks 2024.
Oh, okay. So I should just search it?
Yeah.
Yes.
You have not responded, I don't think.
Oh, yes, I see. I don't know how to fucking... How do I click? Whatever, who cares? Fuck this stupid Facebook bullshit confuses me. All right, Thursday night. Big games night out. So they're doing it again. I think it's very cool. So the feature this year will be the global premiere of Black Tasia, Invasion of Merc, the debut game from Melbourne/based Aboriginal-led studio Guck. The game will be shown on the large Fed Square screen, giving all those attendants an exclusive look at the upcoming world and characters. All I want to say is I'm very intrigued by this game because the artwork is fucking cool. Very colorful. I like it.
Certainly is.
They're also going to have this year's. I can go for a second year of getting a picture with Fairy Floss because this year the Fairy Floss will be a koala from that game. So by the same people that did the Fairy Floss last year. So massive koala heads, a massive sheep head. So good. Go for that one. And then they're also going to have pictures from Tajika, the Base Invader, Montaigne, and more. Plus, there'll be games playable for all ages, including Just Dance and Toad Goose Game, Gang Beast, Mario Kart, and competitions including Super Smash Bros. And even Tetris. And that's the one I'm fucking down for. Give me some of the esports tennis, you know what I mean? Not this fucking around with fake games bullshit.
Wait,
you know?
did you say tennis or Tetris?
Tetris.
Okay.
Tetris.
Let's go.
Real game. So it runs from pulling up the thing. So it starts at 4 p.m. Thursday. It runs until late that night. So there's a bunch of cosplay stuff, music. This is on the main stage. Done that. 8:30 is the Black Tasia universe thing. And then also around the event, you'll have you'll have who the fuck am I? Sorry. Arcade games, Pac-Man, Street Fighter, all this sort of stuff. Crossy Road is apparently going to be there with a massive like a large Crossy castle that you can play the game within. So sure, let's go off. Then there's a bunch of other indie games that'll be there. The Ventures Dolly have actually very Wood and Weather, Mystiques, a couple of ones, Letters to Aurelia. That was a game I was thinking of before. A few other ones. So that's all cool. And then, as I said before, so Tetris Ultimate Challenge, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament, 1-2 Switch Challenge, Street Fighter Tournament. It's cool that this is coming back, I think. I think it was a very well put together free event last year. It's free to wander around and do shit, so.
Yep, so they indoctrinate things on the Friday. So we'll see you there.
Oh dear. So I'll be there for that.
Yeah.
We'll all be there for that, actually. You got plans on Thursday?
No, I've got no plans on Thursday.
Cool.
You got plans?
No. I've got plans to be there, is my plan.
Okay, well then, yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's what we'll be.
Just clarify my plans for you. Day Before is back, rides Fiji.
What?
Huh?
No, surely not.
No way.
There is no way that the Day Before is back.
Fuck off. Let me read the goddamn story. This time, fuck off. They wrote, remember the Day Before? Remember the seemingly never-ending scandals the game and its developer continued to create? You probably do. It wasn't that long ago. Fantastic. The studio responsible for that mess has returned with a new project.
That makes more sense.
Eat shit. This time around, the developer is asking for player support before continuing to release anything or hyping up the game. Fantastic is taking crowdfunding route with Escape Factory, its next project. Escape Factory, whose Kickstarter campaign just went live, is pitched as a physics-based multiplayer game where 4 to 8 players attempt to escape the mayhem of a dangerous factory. Unlike the Day Before, Fantastic doesn't appear to be overselling the premise of Escape Factory, and the Kickstarter has a modest goal of $15,567. The developer is aware of its sordid history, however, but it's hoping players will give another shot. Quote, today, we need your support once again to bring Fantastic back by funding our new game, Escape Factory. We sincerely apologize for everything that happened, and we committed to making things right. We invite you to take a look at our future plan, Fantastic 2.0, where we share how we'll fix our past mistakes and are preparing to return better. Blah, 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 blah. The Kickstarter, so it's 22,610 Australian dollars. It's currently at 3,199 as of recording, with 34 backers. It's got 27 days to go. If you're supporting this, you're a fucking idiot and should go back to school. In fact, just give me your money.
Give. If you want content, give your money.
If you're willing to support this, and you don't care about your money that much, just give me your money.
But don't charge it back after you give it to us.
But don't charge it back, correct. It's non-refundable. It's a donation. There's no goods or service you didn't receive, to clarify. Thank you. Don't charge it back yet. Give it to me. They're crazy how they can come back, though. This is like it's really not that surprising. Anytime someone does anything fucked up at the moment, or the horror, they
you just give it a couple months and then you clear back up.
Back.
Yeah.
You know, why?
I love this statement when they first announce it. It's like, everyone deserves a second chance. Bitch, you're not the not allowed to say you deserve a second chance. That's not how that works. People can choose to give you a second chance, but you can't automatically go, I deserve a second chance. Bullshit. But yeah, every single post that they've put up recently has got a bunch of community notes on it. So, including their most recent one, where apparently they posted, we would like to address recent misinformation circulating online regarding the use of assets in our games. We want to make it clear that all assets used in the Day Before, Prop Night, and Escape Factory were either created by us or legally acquired. Whenever store-bought assets were used, we ensured that the proper licenses were obtained. The community notes like, fantastic is implying that misinformation is being spread regarding the assets where no media coverage states that the assets were acquired unscrupulously, leading to a straw man argument. So they're being hit from all sides, but their Kickstarter is currently at $3,199 Australian dollars. So
not going well.
But also, why? Why have these 34 people donated?
That's what I'm saying. Just give me the fucking $3,000. I need it. Side note, community note. She just reminded me. My favorite community note I'm saying this week was some like right wing grifter shared a picture of Hideo Kojima and some actress from that game, but I can't remember which one. It wasn't Lea Seydoux. And it was like this. It was like, and they were holding the baby in the jar. Like, this is what the fucking lefties or whatever. You know, it was like they're fucking like abortions. They're killing our babies. And then the community note was like, "This is from the video game." That was tragic.
I love all the comments. Yeah, actually, that baby's still alive.
Yeah, that's the thing. The baby, little Lou's still alive.
They're actually like trying to keep their baby alive. It's like anti-abortion, really.
Yeah. Do you know I got that now? By the way, Ciaran, that was a Platinum Explosion bit, but I have the baby I've got the baby. I did at some stage. I'll tell the story again because shout out to Nicholas Pryor. I like talked about how Platinum Explosion. I regretted not getting that collector's edition, and then he was like, "I'll sell you mine if you want." And he didn't overcharge me for it. So.
Wow, what a guy! Nice. Good guy, Nicholas Pryor.
Good guy, Nicholas Pryor.
Good guy, Nicholas Pryor. So I have a baby in a jar now, which I'm very happy about. So. Because when the game was coming out, I was like, "Why the fuck would I want a baby in the jar?" And then after I played the game, I'm like, I'm so now.
So what you're saying is what you're saying though is that you are instantly suckered into getting whatever collector's edition is released for Death Stranding 2 now.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Obvious, like whatever Death Stranding collector's edition is, I need it. Yes. I love that game. Like I don't know if that's a unknown fact. Like, there's not many games I've played twice
of that length as well. Yeah.
Of that length, that from like, it's a very very good video game. All right, February is fucked. Let's talk about that a little bit. So I pulled it from PC Gamer, but because they were the one who had the article, but I was like, you're right, PC Gamer. They write to my best recollection, February hasn't always been one of the biggest months for game releases, but the industry's habit of delaying games from the holiday season to start next year has turned into a magnet for big games that need extra time for polish. And boy, is February 2025 stacked. The last minute delay of Assassin's Creed Shadows, which we'll come back to in relation to PAX soon, just added another big game to a month that was already spilling over. Here's what I'm talking about. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, February 11th. Civilization 7, February 11th. Assassin's Creed Shadow, February 14th. Avowed, February 18th. Monster Hunter Wilds, February 27th. Like a Dragon, Pirate Accuser in Hawaii, February 27th. Let alone whatever the fuck else is announced in indie games and whatever the hell is happening. What do you want to play in that? And start with that, Ash. Which of those do you want to play? And then realistically, what are you playing?
I want to play Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I want to. I'm open to playing everything else on the list, but yeah, that's the only must play. So,
Like a Dragon's a must play.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I see the title for that game, I'm like, that's funny. That's a real video game.
I have to believe the game sounds better in Japanese.
Yeah. Oh no. Yakuza. Like a Dragon. I don't know. Ciaran, what on there do you want to play, and what are you realistically playing?
Yeah, so I'm always really tentative on Monster Hunter, like especially after World, right? Because I was like, and World of Wild Hearts, right? Where I'm like, I've dabbled in them. I think both times I gave into FOMO, and then I didn't play that deep into them. So then again, I'm kind of like, I know I'm probably going to end up getting FOMO'd into playing Monster Hunter, I think. I was almost looking forward to Assassin's Creed. The events of this week has worried me though greatly for that game. Just because Ubisoft's whole reaction and actions around delaying this game is so wild on so many fronts that it just makes me be like, okay, is that game actually going to be anything worth playing by the time it comes out? Because everything to do with Assassin's Creed being delayed is off the back of Outlaws. And you go from that and you go, oh, Ubisoft, you thought Outlaws was going to come out and be a smash. Oh, no. That's worrying. You thought Outlaws was going to come out and be really big, and you have been surprised and taken back at the response to the game. Oh, fuck. Okay. So that's now changed how you're going to approach Assassin's Creed. All right. At least you're learning your lesson. But then in the announcements, it's like, hey, Assassin's Creed was playable. It was ready to be launched. We're just taking the extra time to go that extra mile because we've realized that the gaming community now expects a certain level of polish to games that we maybe weren't. We were all the stuff that, we had was like last minute polishing and everything that was happy to be released in a post-launch update. But then again, at the same time, they're then like talking about like game-breaking bugs and like crashes and character model issues and stuff like that as being part of that. Oh, these are the stuff that still need to be fixed. And you're like, whoa. So you're saying this little stuff that could be fixed later on after the launch is actually kind of serious stuff that you should be fixing anyway. I don't know. I think I still will play Assassin's Creed. I think it is the one out of the four of those that I'll probably play. Definitely play. But
you're not gonna play. I thought you cared for Deliverance and Avowed.
Oh, Avowed. Sorry, Avowed is definitely, but Avowed's just kind of for me, I guess, I'll play it just because I've got. Okay, all right, yeah, all right.
It's not a money question; it's a time question.
Yeah.
Just because it's on Game Pass doesn't mean you're like that game doesn't count.
But at least I'll play it. It depends what you're meaning by the word "played," right? Because I think I'll definitely play like the first few hours of Avowed, and if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I think the later half of the month for me is fine. I don't know. I'll see what happens. It's February's just going to be a weird month already because I feel like it's so jam packed, but at the same time, I feel like the back half for me personally could end up feeling a bit empty.
What the fuck am I?
Also, it's very funny that especially with Deliverance. Sorry, so Deliverance is a definite, but like especially with Deliverance and Avowed, it feels like not only that, it does feel like the landscape of gaming for the end of this year, a whole bunch of developers have gotten out of Dodge. Like either they are so worried about positive reviews for other things and how other games are going to be impacting the release schedule for the end of this year that they're also getting the fuck out and going into next year. And I think that at the same time is funny / exciting because I guess it means that, okay, obviously there is industry-wise rumblings about certain games that are being released this year being kind of massive and kind of worth the spot on its own. But also for them all to go into February is fucking questionable. And it's like, it's so funny that January is such a dead month. Like generally games don't even come out until the last week of January, and that's like they're pretty much may as well be marked as February games anyway. Whereas it would take I think it would take somebody to be like, fuck it, we should put a game in January and have a good time. That isn't a Resident Evil remake, because Resident Evil remakes is generally like the only thing that gets released in January and does well.
Well, I don't know if there's a bad time for a video game to release really these days. I feel like it's shit comes out so often. I picked up Kingdom Come Deliverance was $9 on PlayStation Store, so I brought that.
Yes,
I was like, all right, well, there's $9. I have no plans to play that game properly, but I was like, my care factor for the sequel, at least I can dive into that for a couple hours and be like,
Yeah,
what do I
that's
think of this?
That's fair.
I was like, because 90% off. I was like, this is it was like the I don't know, the edition that come to DLC and shit. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous and shit. Civ 7 I don't care for. Assassin's Creed I do.
Civ 7 nobody should care for because of the price tag associated with it.
Yeah, we got to pay like $200 million. So.
Yeah.
And you don't even get 3 days early access. Avowed I'll play. I don't know if that'll be good.
That was the other thing, is that Ubisoft backed down on their early access shit.
Well, yeah, they have to.
With Assassin's Creed, and that they're just like, oh no, we're now going to release content or something, or we'll have something special for pre-order bonus. But we've learned our lesson with, which is, it's so it does so funny. It does feel like Ubisoft got scolded a little bit. You know, got scolded with the release of Outlaws, and is now like, oh fuck, we better do something. We better change pretty quickly, and to do it so quickly with Assassin's Creed is interesting.
I do have the I'm pulling it up now, but also I am keen for Monster Hunter Wilds, so and that's based solely on really getting into
Wild
that
Hunt
other game, Wild Hunt. Yeah,
last year. Yeah.
Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza, I'd like to play it, but I continue to say I'd like to play any Like a Dragon game and never play any of them. So. Right, so Assassin's Creed Shadows. They said Assassin's Creed Shadows will now be released on February 14th, 2024. While the game is feature complete, the learnings from the Star Wars Outlaws release led us to provide additional time to further polish the title. This will enable the biggest entry in the franchise to fully deliver on its ambition, notably by fulfilling the promise of our dual protagonist adventure with Neo and Yusuke, bringing two very different gameplay styles. The PC Gamer also writes that under Star Wars Outlaws, which came out on August 30th, was generally well received, but reportedly not a big sales hit. Ubisoft confirmed that in today's statement, saying that the initial sales proved softer than expected. That underperformance also may be what driving what appears to be a step back from its commitment to the Epic Game Store, as Ubisoft said Assassin's Creed Shadows will be available on Steam on launch day. The traditional season pass model is all out, saying, quote, all players will be able to enjoy the game at the same time on February 14th, and those that pre-order the game will be granted the first expansion for free. All existing pre-orders will be cancelled. In a separate post on X/Twitter, Ubisoft acknowledged the delay, saying, will come as disappointing news, but we sincerely believe this is the best interest of the game and the ultimate experience as a player. And then also in regards to PAX, Ubisoft ANZ posted, we are so excited to see many of you at PAX AUS in just over 2 weeks. Whilst we initially planned to have a playable Assassin's Creed Shadows demo to share with you, due to the postponement of the game's release date to February 14th, 2025, this will no longer be available at our booth. We appreciate the incredible passion and dedication of our community, and we've seen your excitement to get hands-on with the game, so we sincerely apologize for any disappointment this change may cause. Across the weekend, you'll be able to get hands-on with Star Wars Outlaws, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, The Crew Motorfest, and Just Dance at the Ubisoft booth. We're also excited for Friday, attendees to experience the return of live Rainbow Six Siege at our dedicated creator and esports showcase. Disappointed in that one, Ash?
Yeah, I mean, Assassin's Creed Shadows was arguably the biggest game that was going to be coming to PAX, at least AAA. But I think the writing was on the wall last week when a lot of media outlets said that they were going to have going to a preview event, which got cancelled. So, with that given, they were not going to let the public get hands on with the game first, you know. So yeah, disappointing, but you know, we'll live.
It all makes sense. I mean, like if you were shocked after that it was delayed, or pulled from PAX after the news, it's like, well, duh. I don't read into it where it's like the preview event was cancelled because the game's that bad. I read into it from a business choice of, why would we still do this preview event and then the game's getting, like, they want to time up the preview coverage closer to the release. That's the whole point of it. So I don't think them cancelling it has anything to do with the quality of the game, just the fact that it was meant to be a marketing thing, and there's no point in doing it now that the game is delayed. So, yeah, I think that's fine. I also they've delayed an Assassin's Creed before, and it turned out to be good. I can't remember which one it was, Origins or Mirage.
I mean,
Was it
technically Origins was
Valhalla?
delayed.
Was it?
Maybe it was Valhalla. Yeah, it was one of the last 3 that was delayed, or something like that, I think. And it turned out to be fine. So I don't think it's a bad choice. And Ubisoft has this thing where they push out these Assassin's Creed games every year. So,
Or had.
yeah, we had. So I don't think it's that bad of a like. It's I think it's just I think it's a business choice where maybe if Star Wars had done better, they would be like, it's fine. All our chips aren't riding on this game being super, super successful. Like they could still just be like, yeah, as long as it does normal, it's fine. But apparently, because Star Wars didn't do anywhere near what they were hoping it would do, now they're like, we need this game to be good. Like we can't put out an okay Assassin's Creed and patch it 3 weeks later. We need it to be good, and we need word of mouth to be good, and we need people buying this shit. So I think that's all it is. I don't think I need to. There's too much reading into this personally. Ciaran disagrees, I can tell.
No, it's just like everything Ciaran just said. He's read too far into it.
Well, no, it's fine. You can read into as much as you want. You love a good conspiracy theory, don't you?
Oh, 100%.
And again, I think it's a little bit disappointing for PAX because it was going to be one of the bigger ones there.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's like Ubisoft's booth is kind of fucking
yeah, it's whatever now.
dead now. Like, fuck, we were playing Prince of Persia at last PAX last year.
Yeah, everything there's out now. They don't have an unreleased game at PAX. Is the interesting thing. Okay, a couple games I want to talk about. Firstly, Balatro. Been playing that on my phone. It's good shit. Have you started playing it yet, Ash?
No, I've held off because I've had other things to do. But
yeah, that's fair. Whatever you want to do in your life, get it done before you start playing the game, because then you'll have no time left. So obviously, this is a very successful, very popular game that I don't think have you played it before? Have you played it on other platforms or no?
No,
neither have I. So so it came out on phones this week. This is the first place I've played it. You were telling me that a lot of people's fears were built around the fact that the game's UI wouldn't work on the phone, because there's too much stuff. I think it looks totally fine. I have no issue with it. For people who haven't played the game, which I would say is this year's huge indie hit, I think.
Yep.
Like huge indie hit. It's basically a roguelike crossed with poker. So so it gets a bit confusing to explain, but you draw out like a hand of cards, and then you, depending on like factors, including like this is where the roguelike stuff comes in, but like let's say you'll have like 3 discards and 3 like hands to make, and you've got to reach a certain amount of points to beat the level. So let's say it's like you got to get 350 points. Obviously, like a full house or whatever will be is worth more points than just a pair, right? So, but to draw more cards, you either need to submit a hand. So that could be, I'm just going to submit this 2 4s and a bunch of random cards to get a minimal amount of points, but to draw some new cards in, and we'll go from there. Or you could just discard some cards to draw some new cards. That's at the core functionality of the game. Is that at any stage you're just trying to make poker hands, and if you're like, I don't understand poker hands or what the fuck I'm looking for, you'll learn quick enough. And also, there's always a button on the screen you can pull up to look at, and you can also sort the cards by either rank or like suit. So if you're trying to get like all hearts or some shit, but between rounds, you will bet like small blind, big blind, like these things as you go up, and then you've also got between rounds when you get money, you can buy like upgradable like abilities, trigger abilities, some of them, and then there's like booster packs that like put random cards, including jokers, and you can have like an assortment of jokers, and these can trigger all sorts of different abilities. So like discarding cards increases your points. Certain if you match clubs only that triggers this other effect and like the more of these Joker cards, basically that's where all the weird wonderful stuff of the game starts going off, where you'll have like weird combos going off out of nowhere and you'll be like, good lord, what's happening? I've suddenly won, I've beaten the game, no one can beat me anymore. And there is like an element of, because you're trying to make poker hands, there's definitely an element of randomness to it, because you can just like start the game and be like, I'm a god, I've got the perfect hand already, so haha. And then other times you're like, good lord, just give me anything. Like it's so it's fun like that. But yeah, you don't you'll as you like, the roguelike element is like none of the cards you buy from boosters or whatever carry over to your next run. But you will unlock cards or jokers or what have you that will then be like in your deck, quotation mark, for next future runs. But it's not like you're like, or like changing things as you go. It gets a little bit confusing. It's very good. You will consistently like, it's got that super addictive thing that good roguelikes have, which is you die or lose what have you, and you'll be like, cool, just one more. And you die and you're like, cool, just one more go. And then you're like, I should probably go to bed and go to sleep because it's work tomorrow, but I should just do one more. I died. That was dumb. That was bad. Like, I should just do one more. And then next second you've got 2 hours sleep. So good luck to everyone out there. But so my advice for this game is, before you install it, just make sure you've got anything necessary you need to do in your life out of the way.
Yep.
And then install it. It's out on iOS and Android now. It's about, I think it's $15 Australian dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But it is on everything else as well already, PC, everything like that. But it definitely is, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's like picking up all the best indie game. It'll be the best indie game winner for most outlets and places this year, I think, as far as when award season comes around. I can't think of any other indie game this year that's as like big of a success story as this game. I don't think, not for this year. Last year I think it was Dave the Diver. This year it's definitely this.
Even though Dave the Diver wasn't an indie.
And yet it won awards for it. So other game I've been playing is Wild Bastards, which has some Wild Bastards in it. So this is like the spiritual successor to Void Bastards. This carries over some of the same elements, but not. So in Void Bastards, it was like this roguelike where you like went into ships, and the ships were like sort of randomized, and it's a first person shooter, and you would upgrade abilities and so on and so forth. It was cool. I don't think I finished it, but I definitely played it for a fair bit, and I talked about it on here a couple of years ago when it came out. Australian developer too. They're from Canberra actually, so there's not many developers in fucking Canberra, but there you go. Wild Bastards is, so it's like 3 different games combined into one. So it starts at the start of the game. It's like it picks up where like majority or all of your crew bar like 2 people have been killed. This person's like chasing you across the space. Everyone's like super cowboy talky in this too. They're like, oh, I'll go get you. And the bad guy is like super cowboy talky as well. But then, so I'm trying to think how the full steps you'll take. But so you start on I say it's roguelike because if you die at any stage, it like takes you back to the start of the current place you're at, not the entire game, I guess, is the thing. So every basically level, you're trying to complete it to get back to revive a member of your crew. And I think there's like 13 dead members of your crew or something like that. But you'll start on like this map screen, and you can like pick which direction to go. You know, sometimes you'll have 2-3 choices. So one of the choices may be just you click on here and it's like you get some resources. Cool. Maybe you've got choice between one planet or another planet or something like that in this particular galaxy, and you can tell you that maybe this one will have higher risk or reward. You know, like more enemies here, but cooler gear, safer route here. Now, depending on where you are at and like how much health you've got and so on and so forth, these will affect your choices. When you click on a place and you then go to a certain planet, then it drops down to another menu screen. This is what I'm saying, it's like 3 menus in one. Now, this menu screen is like a a strategy game, kinda. So you sort of like you select where you'll have like a certain amount of moves your characters can make, and you move them around the map on like a grid based system, and you're trying to get to like basically the grab as much shit on this planet before after a while, and it tells you up to stop when you drop in. It'll say like 3, 4, 5, however many turns it is until so and so turns up. I can't remember his name, like big bad guy, right? So you move around the map, and if you bump into some enemies and the enemies move after your turn, then it then goes into the third version of the game, which is the first-person shooter. This was like there's so many different things in this, and you go into the game, and then it's very much like Void Bastards, where it has this distinct art style. Like all the objects are like 2D, so it's like all the trees are 2D, all the objects you look at in the world are 2D, and all this sort of stuff. You can play as any of the characters you unlock as you go in, and all of them have very unique and different abilities, which is cool. They all have their own different sorts of guns. Like one's a sniper dude, sniper robot who can like slow down time. One of the first two characters is like a spider robot person thing, and then the other one's like a robot with like slot machines for eyes who has a shotgun, which to be honest I just use a lot because I think the shotgun's fucking OP in this game, but that's fine by me. His like special ability is also like just like fucking triggers like a slot machine all around him that does like AoE damage, and just sometimes because you have to clear all the enemies to complete like the first person shooter segment basically, and sometimes I'll be like, where the fuck is the enemy? I can hear them and they'll be speaking cowboy work, and I'll be like, I'm coming to get you, boy. I'm like, I don't know where the hell you are, and I'm like, oh, his special ability's up, I'll just use that, trigger it, and they'll be like, dead. I'm like, don't know where he was, don't care, moving on. Anyway, so then you go back to the other menu screen, and like once you move around a few times, bad guy drops in. Now at this stage, this is where also the risk reward thing is, because he'll move around the map, but also there's like several other higher, more like harder bosses that'll drop down after. For a total of I think it's 4 different bosses, they'll drop down and be moving around the map, and any of these people can sort of fuck you up. So then at any stage you can, when they drop down, you can be like, all right, I'm going to move back to like the area I can escape back to my ship, and I'm going to take whatever loot and stuff I've earned on this planet, and we're going to get the fuck out of here. Or you can try and hang around for a bit longer and see if you can survive and get some other cool stuff. You'll never get everything. Like obviously if you drop down to a planet surface and it's like 4 turns, it's quite often you'll only get maybe a quarter of the stuff on the screen before the first boss drops down, and you're like, no, I'm yeeting out of here. Because you don't want to, like, your health doesn't return when you go back to ship or anything, so there's like always a constant risk reward element to it. And then you got to get to the end of this galaxy. So you may play 2, 3 planet map screens per thing. You may only play 2. You may play like 4, 5 if you go to every planet, and you get all this sort of upgrades and stuff. And then when you get to the end, the last planet you drop into, you have to get basically the little pickup. It's like a chip, or no, it's like a coffin icon. You have to pick that up on the last planet to complete the level. Basically, the one time I didn't, I forgot that I was actually playing on the last level of the galaxy, and the boss dropped down. I was like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm on like really low health, I have no chance to do shit. So I like got my character to move over to the thing, escaped to my ship, and it said, you forgot to pick up the chip, you got to restart the whole level now. I was like, fuck. Anyway, so that was fun. But I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a lot of fun. I know, I'm sure a lot of that sounded very, very confusing. It's not, I don't think it's that confusing when you're playing it. The characters all have lots of personality. Like they'll also have a thing where, so like once you're like a few planets in and you've got like 4 or 5 planets, 4 or 5 characters at least. Some planets you can like drop in with like 3, 4 of them at the time, and like even even if you can only go into like a certain level with 2 of them, it doesn't matter, because even if the 2 of them die, say so you go down with 2 characters to a planet, they both die. It's not game over yet, because you've still got 3 characters back left on the ship, so you can continue playing through the run on the galaxy with those 3. It's only once all the characters die. But certain characters will also, they'll like each other, and you can like basically pick up treats to help them like each other and like build in their relationship. And then they'll like trigger like passive abilities where they'll step in to help each other if you've teamed up and gone down to the planet's surface with those two. There's also times where characters will just get into arguments and be like, "You damn doing tooting shooting stupid fucking robot, you're a piece of shit." And then it'll be like the game will just tell you that these characters hate each other and they refuse to work together. So you can't send them down to the planet service at all together. So it's very cool. I would recommend it. I'm keen to keep playing it through to them. I'm having a lot of fun. So what do you reckon of that, Ciaran? Because I felt like while I was talking, you was like mildly interested in that one.
I think it's definitely something to play around with, and it's definitely something that I'd like to try and play out. Like, I don't know how far I'd get into it or how deep I'd get into it, but it's definitely one of those things where it sounds worth it and a try for anybody.
It's pretty fun. Pretty fun. And it's Australian. So
it's always a plus.
Always a plus. Last thing I want to talk about that's sort of related to that, I've been playing a lot of my Wild Bastards on my new Steam Deck.
Let's go!
So in my world of, I'm going to answer the question that is obviously the obvious one, which is like, Rogger.
Why did you turn on the Rogger community, Dylan?
Why did you
after
let
setting
them
it up?
down?
This
Why
is
did
the
you?
biggest
Why
trade,
did you like
biggest
hug
heel
the
turn.
Rogger community and then rip off your shirt to show a Steam Deck shirt underneath it?
Your leg dropped.
How could you?
Your leg dropped, Sting, and
why did you let Valve say they have a plan B and then you hit the Rogger community in the back with a steel chair? Why did you do it?
Very true. Well, the main reason I was sort of getting annoyed with my Rogger recently. Battery life is just driving me up the fucking wall sometimes with that thing, and that's always been a problem with it. I find quite annoying. And then the other thing is I went to play a game a couple weeks ago on it. Like, I got into bed and went to turn it on, and it just fucking, like, the fact it took like 30 seconds to boot up. And this is the problem with it being like a lot more open software. Like, it was like turning on a proper PC. And it was after I'd been playing my Switch in bed after a few nights. So I think that stood out more to me. Like, obviously, if I just press the button, I put my Switch in a standby mode like most people do, and you jump into bed, I press the power button, I'm gaming within, 10, 15 seconds, And we live in an age where that is what all of us do expect. And if you say otherwise, you're a fucking lie. Like, you tell me you go for anything now and you expect to boot up something or turn on your PlayStation, what have you. You expect the time to game to be low on your gaming devices. That's just what we expect. I also Steam Deck. I haven't timed the battery life because I've only had it like slightly less than a week, whatever it's been. The battery life so far noticeably better. I don't know. I couldn't tell you exactly how many hours it is. Noticeably better straight away. Also, time to game, very fucking short. I press the power button on that thing. It's like I'm in the menu. I'm on. Like, I'm in the game. I'm like, I think that comes from it being solely Steam OS. Obviously, it's because it is just, you can only play games on Steam. There's no fucking around. There's no bullshit here. I think they've obviously honed and tuned the machine so it just goes straight to where you want it to be. But I mean, even a couple nights there where like I'd be playing something like Wild Bastards and just put it on standby mode, and just next time I went to play it, I just took it out of standby mode and can keep playing it. I was like, this is a lot better. Just none of this fucking around the sort of stuff. Like, the other thing with the Rogger is it will pop up and be like, man, there's some Windows updates to install. Like, because it's more,
it's PC.
You have to install Windows. Like, it's PC based and everything. Like, this just like I'm sure there'll be updates for Steam and the games, but I'm also not turning it on and it's not giving me normal PC bullshit, which is also quite good. I got the OLED model. It looks very good. Like, obviously, very stunning looking model. And then I think also, like, from a holding it, comparing it to, and this is just something you can only talk about, I guess, once you've held a couple of these consoles, it feels a lot better. It feels more premium. It feels more ergodynamic. The joypad feels a lot better. I haven't really used they've got those two things there that basically are like mouse pads.
The touchpads, yeah.
Touchpads, which I haven't used for anything. Like I've used them, like I've scrolled around, like I've touched them and it brings up a mouse in the game as it would if you touched your mouse like in a Steam game on your PC when you had a controller plugged in. I'm like, that's very weird. And they have like this slight like vibration sensitivity thing when you're using it. It's very weird. I don't know what I would actually use them for, but cool it exists, I guess. But yeah. I mean, unsurprisingly, the Steam Deck. I'm not saying anything that's like it's well known the Steam Deck is a good product. I think so. Don't think I'm offering is someone who's hasn't used one, has been using the Rogo for the last like 2 years or whatever. But yeah, it's very very cool. I think it's a very cool piece of tech. But I also now have this thing where I have all these fucking handheld massive screen devices sitting around my room. There was a stage there where I was sitting there. I was like, it's fucking a Switch, PlayStation Portal, my ROG, and my Steam Deck. I was sitting there, laying them out at one stage and went, what am I looking at here? What the fuck's going on? Like, also, it comes with a case. I know this is...
It came with a case.
It came with a case. Ash was laughing at me when I mentioned this was like the day I got it or whatever, and I was shocked that it came with a case. But I was like, that just feels like premium, you know? Like, it comes with a case. You know? Like... How good's that? You got the little buttons on the back here. Also, it doesn't make any fucking noise. I don't feel it doesn't get hot. Fuck the ROG. Depending on some games I was playing, the ROG did get hot quite a lot. Yeah. Currently I have no negatives, to be honest. You got FOMO yet, Ciaran? Or?
Yeah, 100%.
Just wait.
But I've always have, but I think once again I won't get one until it's like easily available.
Just wait till PAX when they're announcing Steam Decks come to Australia.
They're going to announce it.
I'm wondering if they will.
Yeah, because Steam is going to be there.
You know what? If Steam was there and they're like, fuck, this would be like the Xbox War Xbox all over again. If they did, I'd probably like just put a deposit down there.
Just to clarify, Steam is at PAX. They're listed as one of the main exhibitors.
Yes.
They have not announced at all what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to feed into conspiracy theories, but it's very likely they're announcing the Steam Deck's coming to Australia. Look at that screen. It's just beautiful. Look at that.
It's very pretty.
Anyway. Yeah, I got it. It was on that eBay sale or whatever they had. I think it was like $800 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
800 something bucks on sale. I was like, that's doable. Cool. That'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. Of course, we have all that talk about PAX. So we have one episode left before we will be at PAX. Crazy. Time's flying. So ahead of that, let us know any comments, questions, concerns you've got. Let us know what you're excited to play at PAX, anything that you reckon we should be checking out. Your thoughts on Ubisoft not being there. Damn you, yees! Gilmont! Damn you to hell!
Yep.
Gilmont?
It's just him. He's the fault.
Just him. He made all the decisions. You can do all that by explosionhour.com/Twitter, takes you to our Twitter page. Explosionhour.com/Discord takes you to our Discord page. Explosionhour.com/support takes you to our Ko-fi page. Listen to Arcade Couch between the cushions of how to do that properly. And until next week, same time, same couch. Goodbye.